purpose of this lesson is to make sure that you understand the connections between the quantum numbers and to understand what they're telling you about the electrons that have these quantum numbers. So we're going to look at how many electrons in an atom can have the following sets of quantum numbers. For this first one, we know that n is 2, so I'll put a 2 there. And the connection of the possibilities of L when n equals 2, well, L goes from a 0 up to 1 less than what n is, so it'd be 0 and 1. And then let's do all possible m sub L's that have these L's. Well, at 0, this is the only choice. And for 1, we have a negative 1, 0, and 1, because this goes from a negative L up to a positive L by increments of 1. So now we can say that anytime we have an n equals 2 and an L equals 1, so these are what we're looking at here. How many electrons? Well, there would be 3 orbitals with those two numbers, and that would be 6 electrons. So 6 electrons in an atom can have an n of 2 and an L of 1. The second one, n equals 4. Well, what possible L's do we have? We have 0, 1, 2, and 3. What m sub L's do we have? Well, when L is 0, m sub L is 0. When L is 1, m sub L is negative 1, 0, and 1. And we have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. And we have a negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So now let's look at what we need. We need an n of 4, which we have, and L of negative 1. Well, how many negative 1s are there? There's this one, and this one. So what I have circled here are 3 orbitals. These 3 orbitals will have an n of 4 and an m sub L of negative 1. Each of those orbitals can hold 2 electrons, so that would be 6 electrons. So 6 electrons in an atom can have an n of 4 and an m sub L of a negative 1. Okay, let's go to C. For C, we have an n of 5. What are my choices for L? It would be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and my m sub L's? Well, I'm only going to focus in on this one because we want an L of 2. So my m sub L's would be a negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. There's 5 orbitals there. So 5 orbitals would have an n of 5 and an L of 2. But we want to keep going a little further. We're not going to say 10 electrons because they hold 2, but this says that we're only going to be looking at the positive spin, so we can only consider 1 electron per orbital, so this would be 5 electrons. So there's 5 electrons in an atom that could have an n equal 5 and L equals 2 and an m sub L of a positive 1/2.